Hello and welcome back to Grim Survival. Today is September 20th. I actually remembered that. Don't ask me why. That's my truck. Yep, that one's mine. Freightliner Cascadia 2014 edition. 580,000 miles on my truck. And I've put 20,000 miles on it in the last, I think it's 3.5 months. 3.5 to 4 months. That's how long I've been driving this particular truck. And yeah, I put a lot of miles on it. Currently, I'm at a shop. That's where I'm at, the shop. Because I was driving down the interstate at about 73 miles an hour in a 70 mile an hour zone where it says the trucks are only supposed to do 65, and I blew a trailer tire. And yeah, the sun's in my face, so you'll have to forgive the camera. I'm holding it. This is kind of a video I wasn't expecting to make. So we're going to talk about vehicle safety. Yeah, I may post a video a little bit later today, but yeah, for right now, vehicle safety. Trucks. Particularly trucks. Don't ride next to trucks. If you're riding next to one of these, you're doing something stupid, just so you know. Don't ride next to them for even a minute. There's no point to it whatsoever. Tires on these trucks, let me just show you. And this is the first example of why you shouldn't ride next to them. Tires on these trucks. I'm 5'8". This is about my waist height. This is the average truck height, or tire height on a truck. Average. There are 4 of them under there. There's 2, 4. There's 8 on that side back there, 8 on the other side. Mine blew. And when you say blow a tire on a car, it means it goes and your tire's gone. On a truck, it's more like an explosion. Trucks are loud. I had my radio on pretty loudly, I might add, because I really liked the song I was listening to. And not only did I hear the tire explode, I felt it. Now, this is the tire. This is actually the tire. That's what happened to it. So yeah, it's gone. It bent metal up under the trailer. My truck is inoperable. I cannot drive it until they fix it. That's what they're doing back there. They're actually welding. They had to cut the metal bar off of the trailer and weld it back on. It was the bracket that held my mud flap. It was the mud flap, from the looks of it, the tire, once it exploded, if that's what caused it, drugged the mud flap into it and then pulled the whole bar with it, destroyed the mud flap and the bar. That could have been an after effect, or that could have been the cause. Sometimes these mud flaps will get stuck in the tire somehow or another, and they might develop a hole, and it'll pull it in there, and then the metal bar hitting the tire is actually what causes it to explode. Or I might have hit a nail from the front tire that threw it into the back tire. 1,000 different reasons. I checked the tires this morning, they were in good shape. So don't ride next to trucks, because if one of those tires explode and your car is right next to it and it's an outside tire, you've got to think of how far away a lane is. When you're next to one of these things doing 70 miles an hour on an interstate, you're about this far away. One of those tires explodes, it's going to damage your car. It could very well damage your car in a way that it would force your car off the road or into the lane next to you, causing you to die. It could kill you. It could. Tires, just a tire exploding on a truck. They're very big, they're very powerful, they're very, very full of air, and when they explode, it creates a concussion wave. It really does. I've seen it. So don't ride next to trucks. It'll kill you. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2, I have 1, look at that, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the other side. 6 mirrors. 6 mirrors on this truck. And I still cannot see you if you're about where he is and you decide you're going to come over here in front of me. I cannot see you at all. I wouldn't even know you're there until you're right next to me at all. I can't see you. So if you're riding at the end of my trailer, I can probably see you. If you're riding in the middle of my trailer, I can probably see you. But you got to take into account my driver's seat, how far away that mirror is over. That's my driver. Okay, the mirror over there. Sorry, I got a little turnaround. But you got to take into account how far away I am from that mirror and how often I'm actually looking at it, and what's obstructing my view between my driver's seat and those mirrors, from either what's in my vehicle, if I have a passenger for some reason, if I'm messing with my radio, whatever. Truck drivers are people. They're like any other person. I see cars do it every day. They're looking down in their laps holding their phones. I see police officers drive past me. They're looking down in their laps holding their phones. I see truck drivers do the same thing. School bus drivers. I've seen dump truck drivers do it. I've seen everybody do it. Everybody does it. Every single, you can't, if you say that you've never texted while driving or looked at your phone at all while driving, you're either lying or you don't own a phone. That's just how that is. Everybody has done it. Everybody. It's dangerous. It's stupid. If you're going to text while you're driving, hold your phone up here. Hold it up here. Use one hand. Hold it up here. That way, with your peripheral vision, you can still see in front of you. It's a whole lot less dangerous. People don't do that because they said it's illegal to text and drive and they're going to give you a ticket. 1,000 people per one police officer. An average of 10,000 cars pass a police officer on an interstate before one of them does something stupid enough for him to pull them over. They only have to pull over one car an hour on the national average, per hour. It doesn't take them that long to write a ticket. They do it slowly because they're killing time. It's a job just like anything else. Half of them don't want to be there. They're not going to see you texting. They're just not. How many people do you know have gotten pulled over for texting? How many people get away with drinking and driving every day? I mean, seriously, they're not going to pull you over. It would be amazing if a cop pulled you over for texting. I would be absolutely astounded because they don't pay that much attention. They're people just like everybody else. Anyway, things to have in your vehicle: road flares or reflective triangles, a reflective vest, flashlight, AR-15, AK-47, 1,000 rounds. Okay, maybe not that. Survival kit. In the wintertime, survival blankets, extra food, a couple days worth of food. You just don't know. You could be... I've been stranded in accidents that have shut down interstates. I have been stuck there for hours and hours. I've heard stories of people being stuck there for days with nothing to eat. Days. They had to have people come in and walk down the interstate handing bottles of water so people didn't dehydrate and die of thirst. Quite literally. It's happened. It happens all the time because people do stupid stuff on the road every day. This thing goes, this particular truck I can get at 76, 77 miles an hour. Some of these things can do 90. Some of these trucks that are owned by good old boys, these things can do 90, and they will. The truck speed limit in the state of Indiana is 65. I do 73 because I don't have enough time in the day to do 65. Yeah, I break the law, whatever. I don't care. It's a law. It's a sign. Blind obedience. I'm not going to obey every sign just because the sign told me to. I'm not going to obey every computer program that told me that I should power the computer off and turn it back on either. It's just, it's a choice I make that everyone makes. Everybody does one thing that they don't agree with law, whether it's wearing a seatbelt a couple miles an hour over the speed limit, whatever it is. Nobody's perfect, okay? So let's get that out of the way. These trucks are dangerous. They're dangerous. They will kill you. They will. Almost 80,000 pounds, up to 80,000 pounds, which is roughly 40 tons of weight. And yeah, 40 tons takes, fully loaded, 500 yards, 300 to 500 yards to stop at 55 miles. I think 55 miles an hour was 300 yards to stop, and it goes up by almost 100 yards for every 5 miles an hour past 55. Almost 100 yards for 5 miles an hour to stop that thing if it's fully loaded. If it's empty, it takes even longer. These brakes are designed to stop heavy loads. They are not designed to stop lightweight vehicles. So if you are running empty, it takes you longer to stop. They teach you this in truck driving school. I spent 3 weeks in truck driving school. I remember things. Don't remember the date half the time. I remember that. So, yeah, driving. It's a survival thing every day. Every time you get in your car and get on any road, survival. Your risk of death increases the more traffic that is around you. I drive in traffic jams all the time. Pack mentality. People constantly riding in a pack. You can see it if you're in between. If you're in a truck or you're moving a little bit slower than the traffic in front of you and you've managed to stay ahead of the traffic behind you, watch the traffic behind you. It stays in a pack. The traffic in front of you stays in a pack. Eventually those packs combine and then you get a bigger pack. And this is what traffic jams start. That pack just grows and grows and grows because all the people just... How many times have I been in traffic and seen two cars for no reason whatsoever riding side by side? They're not even doing the speed limit. They're probably speeding. So it's okay for one car to slow down just a little bit so the other car can go, but no, we're just going to ride side by side. Do you know how dangerous it is to ride side by side to somebody, especially with cell phones that come into play? It would take what? A cat walks into the middle of the road and the guy on the right decides, oh no, cat, and he swerves to the left into you, knocks you into oncoming traffic. Guess what? You're dead. Yeah. You think that's an outrageous scenario, but it's happened. It's happened. Quick story, I was in Colorado. I was coming on a flat, straight road. I could see miles ahead of me, clear blue sky day, not a cloud in the sky. And I could see the semi-truck on the side of the road. He was on the opposite side of the road from me. And there was a concrete barrier between me. It was not affecting me, but I noticed it. It was about 2 miles ahead of me. That's a guesstimate. By the time I got within 200-300 yards of him, that's when I seen the pickup truck hit the back of his trailer. From the front, from that door to the back of that trailer, approximately 60 feet. Yes, that's the company I work for. Good luck looking me up. That's approximately 60 feet. The pickup truck, full-size pickup truck, hit just the driver's side nose on the back of the guy's trailer. The rear end of the pickup truck hit the driver's side door of the semi-truck. Pickup truck driver did not survive. Never heard what happened to the semi-truck driver. Guy in the pickup truck was looking at his phone. Swerved over that much. The truck was barely on the side of the road because the shoulder was small. Truck had no choice. Truck had to be there because the truck didn't have tires. Tires had blown. Same thing that happened to me today. Happens every day. People die in their car. Your car is not a shelter from anything except for wind and rain. It will not shelter you from any kind of temperatures. If it's too hot, you will die of heat stroke. If it's too cold, you will freeze to death. Your car is made of plastic and aluminum. Quite literally aluminum. It's the same thing that soda cans are made out of, Mountain Dew, Coke cans. Your car's made out of the same thing. Go step on one of those cans. Jump up and down on the hood of your car. Same thing happens. They dent really easy. So yeah, you have metal frames and all that underneath your car. Some of them still have some steel on them. It's not much anymore in newer cars. It's all computers and plastic. It really is. So what happens to plastic with a solid piece of metal like an engine behind it, doing 70 miles an hour, when it abruptly hits something? Yeah, think about it. So I didn't intend to make this video today, but me being stranded on the side of the road while traffic was passing me at 70, 80 miles an hour kind of prompted it. So that's why I'm making it. I may make another video later today if I ever get to my stop, where I probably will have to sit for another 2 hours. I haven't made videos the last few days because my schedule's been a little odd and different, and I just haven't had time. Probably get to it this weekend. I'm actually being forced to drive somewhere south this weekend. I may get some videos of cornfields to see if I can get that up for you, because yeah, I'll have some time to kill. Maybe. So yeah, that's the plans for the weekend. Possibly another video today. Vehicle safety. Keep a kit in your car. Keep food, keep water. Emergency flares. Fire extinguishers are good to have. Emergency first aid kits. You know, the ability to change a tire. If you don't know how to change your tire, you need to rethink your life. You really do. Hey, keep it grim. See you next time. And yeah, try not to die, especially if you're in front of me while I'm driving.